Hi guys, welcome to the start of a new week. Before we go through the market itself and spot some new potential intraday levels today, I'll just do a quick review as of last week. Alright, so we have a total of 5 trades as of last week. It's a pretty active one, and overall we net about 50 pips in positive. Alright, so I'll just walk you through what are the 5 trades and use this as an example to tell you also how we use certain confirmation to enter the market itself. Right, so the first positive one is actually on dollar yen. Right, we took a sell trade, and highlighted over here is actually the area that we're interested to look out for. Right, and we can see that during around Thursday, right, our price actually pulled up towards this area. And if you go down to the 15-minute under this highlighted area, I want to just show you that what caused the entry triggered, right, and why do we enter on this trade. So this area is the area that we're interested of, and we can see that over here on the 15-minute time frame, right, price prints a higher high, but in terms of RSI, we do have a divergence, okay? And what I did was after that, when price, after forming this divergence, right, and it shows a bearish momentum, I entered on that as a trigger, right? And you can see from here to where we exited, that's about 53 pips, right? So that's a nice run on 53 profits, right? The other trade that we took is actually dollar CAD, alright, very similar. We are eyeing on this area at 61.8 Fibonacci, looking for a short opportunity. But this trade, we got stopped up as the market moved higher, right? And on 15-minute time frame, what was the trigger to pull? Is that I saw RSI extreme, alright, basically means overbought area. And over here, I saw that there was a rejection after that. Okay, so that's where I entered on it. What I want to share with you is that you can see that over here, this confirmation entry is actually not as ideal as the one that I show you on dollar yen, right? So this is one learning point that we can actually pick up from as well, okay? Because it's very aggressive, so the trade didn't actually turn in our favor. So can we have could we have avoided this? The answer would be actually yes, because if you are very strict in following the confirmation, you probably wouldn't have taken this trade, okay? But since we are taking it, all right, that's about close to 40 pips stops, alright. So this gives us to a net pips of 15 in positive, okay. But I just want to share with you, how you can potentially avoid trades like this in the future as well. The next one is Euro Yen, alright. We took this post ECB press conference. Alright, before that, we already identified this key level at 61.8 Fibonacci. You can see confluence with very nice structure. We're looking for a short. Right, and this pin here you can see is due to ECB press conference, and we drop down to 15-minute time frame. Alright, so this is the candle that you see after the conference itself. So I don't personally trade during such event, but after the conference itself, we can see the bearish momentum took over the bullish push. Alright, and after that, I see that this 3 strong candle, right, has definitely stronger than the bullish candle itself. So after that, after a quick retracement, I decided to enter over here, and you can see we just do a quick trade overall with a 40 pips profit, right? So this gives us to a total net of 55 pips in profit up to now. All right, another trade that I want to share with you is Aussie Kiwi. Alright, this is the area that we identified at the 88.6 Fibonacci level, looking for a potential long. And again, if you go down to 15 minutes to look for the confirmation, right? Why I put this trigger over here is because we see price forming a new low, right? By our RSI forms a divergence, or it prints a higher low, right? So with this divergence and this bullish candle over here, that's the entry trigger point for me to enter with about 50 pips profit, about 45 pips profit. Right, so that brings us to a net 100 pips for the week, and the last trade was actually Euro Aussie. Okay, this is a downtrend. We see a double bottom with some form of divergence, and eyeing the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement to look for a buy. Right, but this was a trade that we got stopped up. Alright, and again, if you look into this, the confirmation is not there because what we have is just price with 3 bearish candle. Alright, price hit the 61.8, and then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, this 5 bullish candle causes me to enter. Right, but again, if you are very strict and you look at all the rules for confirmation, it's actually not there. Right, we do not have a divergence. With this previous 3 very strong bearish momentum, you could have potentially avoided this trade. Okay, so this was about 50 pips, right? So that brings us to an overall about 50 pips net for last week itself. Alright, so again, what we can learn from this two losing trade is that always wait for more confirmation to enter, right? Of course, if you are less aggressive, you need to wait for those kind of confirmation. Okay, so that's basically the 5 trades that we took for last week. Alright, so use this as a lesson for you guys as well. Some things that we can avoid and improve on for this particular week itself. Alright, is to simply wait for more confirmation before pulling the trigger. So let's go into today's market. Okay, so the start of a new week. Let's look at the calendar. Basically today, the key focus will be a lot on Euro. Right, we have a lot of PMIs coming in. If you look at the forecast versus the previous, most of them are in expectation of it being better. Right, so let's look at the actual one and in comparison with the forecast to see how market is going to move. If you look at the session rep for Asia, nothing much in the news, but basically the highlight here is to keep an eye on oil. We do have some major news coming in, right, over the weekend as well. All right, basically talking about Iraq and its OPEC output freeze. Right, and because of that, we did see oil prices falling a little bit. Alright, but again, in terms of OPEC, nothing is confirmed until they release certain statement. Right now, it's still in the discussion. But in terms of Asia on Monday morning, usually it's very quiet in the market. Alright, so let's go over to the chart to see if we have any potential levels to look out for today in the trading session. Right, if you look at Euro Dollar, we are still looking for opportunity to sell based on the intraday basis. This level to look out for is at the 61.8. Alright, it's just a minor structure if you look left. Alright, so the price point is at 1.0970. Alright, price has to pull back about 90 pips before we have an opportunity. Highly unlikely it's not gonna happen today. Really depend on the Euro PMIs later on. Alright, pound dollar, we do have. Let me just take a quick look. Alright, actually we do not have any because it's actually invalidated based on last week movement. Right, so nothing on the pound dollar. Dollar yen. We do have two potential levels. Let me just clear the chart to show you. Alright, basically it's currently in a range environment, so we are adopting the advanced price action strategy, advanced price pattern strategy. The first level to look out for a buy setup, right, is at the 127 extension is at 103.30. Right, if price comes back down towards this area, we'll be looking for a buy opportunity. Right, the other one is actually at the top. Alright, for a sell opportunity. Let me just do a quick check. Right. The other one is over here, also 127 extension. Alright, in terms of price, it's at 104.45. Alright, so if price go higher, we have a potential sell trade. If price goes lower, we have a potential buy trade. Alright, so for dollar yen, this will be the two levels to look up for today. Aussie dollar, with last week disappointment in the labor market, we are still looking to sell it in relation to a strength in dollar as well for today. Price level to look out for is at 7675. Alright, it's confluence with a 61.8 Fibonacci. New Zealand dollar, very similar to Aussie dollar. Alright, both is very closely related, so their movement is somehow similar as well. So if you are trading both, you need to take note of that because if you enter both on the short, you're actually exposing yourself 2 times on it. Right, so this level to look out for is 7215, confluence of 61.8 Fibonacci. Dollar Canadian, nothing as of now. Price is still printing new high for the week, so just wait for more confirmation. Alright, to look out for trades because right now we do have a potential divergence setting up over here. Okay, but again, nothing is confirmed because price can easily print a new high. So leave it as of now. Euro pound, nothing much. Let me just clear it. Euro yen, nothing on the table as well. Pound yen, nothing as well. Aussie Canadian, nothing. Right. Okay. Aussie Kiwi, we do have a potential one. Alright. Actually, in fact, we do have two. Right. One of it is a sell level. One of it is a buy level. Right. So let me just pull in my level to show it to you. The level they are looking to sell is over here. All right, 127 extension. You can see some minor structure in the past as well. This level is 1.0685. All right, we do have a pattern formation over here completing at 1.0685. That's a level to look for a sell trade. And if we pull in this, let me just do a quick check. Right, we do have a potential level to look for a buy as well, and this is in confluence very nicely at the previous low over here as well. Right, so it's about 1.0590 area. So if price drop further, all right, we'll be looking for a buy, and if price rally higher, we'll be looking for a sell. Okay, so two key levels to look out for Aussie Kiwi. All right, Euro odd. Again, we do have. Let me just do a quick check. Yep, okay, we do have, but this one is more of a counter trend because we are looking to buy on this very strong bearish momentum. All right, so if it's a counter trend, you need to take note of that. Either you want to avoid this kind of trade, or you can simply reduce your risk taking into it. All right, but we do need price to drop further, about 140 points at 1.4115 area. Before we have a potential buy level, right? So highly unlikely this is going to happen. All right. Again, with Euro, you need to look at the PMIs itself. Euro Canadian, nothing much that's on the table. Kiwi Cat, nothing much as well. Looking at gold, all right. We do have a level that we are looking out for at the 61.8 Fibonacci level. We do see a triple top divergence over here. Price broke the neckline. So if price rally and retrace back up towards this area, we do have a potential sell at 1269. All right, another level to look up for gold is higher at the 88.6. That's a completion of an advanced pattern. That's at 1272. All right, so gold we are looking to sell for today. You can look for these two key levels to look for potential setup. For oil, all right, you can see this morning because of the OPEC news, it dipped a little bit by 45 points. Right now, it's still currently consolidating over here, just above the 61.8 Fibonacci level. Right, we can see price previously consolidate, it broke higher, now it retraced back towards this level. Right, so it's technically a key level to look out for. All right, but because of this bounce up and down, it's not showing any significant rejection of this 61.8. Right, so it's not gonna be a high probability trade. So that's why just ignore oil for now. Right, so nothing very obvious in terms of this. All right, so let's take a look at the two indexes that we have over here. German DAX. Let me just do a quick check. All right, we do have this key level that we identified since last week. All right, it's inching closer to it. All right, looking to sell at 127 extension at 10775. Right, but if you just look at the bigger picture, this is quite a significant resistance in the past. This high as well as this high. All right, so look for a rejection of that level. Okay, but of course, if you are trading index, it's slightly different from FX. You need to take note of certain characteristics that move in the index market as well. For S&P, quick check. Right, I'm not okay. It's not a very ideal level, but if just check this quickly. Right, we do have a level, but it's not ideal. So just keep an eye on this. Potentially, it can be a profitable trade idea, but I won't be personally taking this because of the time ratio is way too much. Right, but the level to look out for is 127 extension at 2152. Okay, so that's it for today. Again, if you have any questions that is unclear, feel free to email us. All right, drop your questions either on this video or just write in to us via email. We'll reply to your questions accordingly. All right, so follow your plan, trade according to your risk profile, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.